You are disillusioned. Oswald told him, but take cheer, my young friend. Presently you will see a paper, a quite important paper, for which several men and women have risked their lives. Come to me. He said Fowler that he might be disappointed by seeing his personality or beyond his expectations, but right now he should be happy. Why? Because he should know that he is having a paper in his hand which is very important, and for getting it many of the men and women have risked their lives. Someday soon that paper may well affect the course of history. In that thought is drama, is there not? And further he had added that the paper which is there in his hand is very important and it will surely affect the course of history. Why? That paper was regarding the launching of new missiles. As he spoke, Oswald closed the door behind him. Then he switched on the light, and as the light came on, Fowler had his first authentic thrill of the day. For halfway across the room, a small authentic pistol in his hand, stood a man. And as soon as they entered into the room, when the light was turned on, Fowler, he was a bit thrilled by finding a man, one who was having a pistol in his hand, as you can see in the picture. Oswald blinked a few minutes. Max, he wheezed, you gave me quite a start. I thought you were in Berlin. What are you doing here in my room? Then Oswald, he stood still for some time, and at the next moment he said that Max, means another agent, one who was already there in the room having a pistol in his hand, to him he said that he had given him a shock. Why? Because he thought that he was in Berlin. Max was slender, a little less than tall, with features that suggested slightly the crafty, pointed countenance of a fox. Max was a lean and thin man, one who was of moderate height, and his features and all gave as if he was a very shrewd and cunning man. There was about him, aside from the gun, nothing especially menacing, and the man, one who named as Max, the another secret agent, was only having a gun in his hand. The report, he murmured, the report that is being brought to you tonight concerning some new missiles. I thought I would take it from you. It will be safer in my hands than in yours. Then Max, he informed Oswald that he had come into the room to take the report which is there already in the hands of Oswald. Oswald moved to an armchair and sat down heavily. I am going to raise the devil with the management this time, and you can bet on it, he said grimly. Oswald then he sat on the chair and said that he was going to complain to the management of the hotel for this mess. This is the second time in a month that somebody has got into my room through that nuisance of a balcony. Then further he has said that this was the second time when someone has entered into his room through the balcony, which he has mentioned. Fowler's eyes went to a single window of the room. It was an ordinary window against which now the night was pressing blackly. Fowler, the writer, when he looked towards the window, it was an ordinary window. Balcony means no any balcony was seen which was attached to that window. Balcony, Max said with a rising inflection. No, a passkey. I did not know about the balcony. It might have saved me some trouble had I known. Then Max, he looked little doubtful. Why? Because he said that he had got into the room by a passkey which was there in his hand. Why? Because he was not knowing anything about the balcony. If he could be knowing about it, he had not taken this much of trouble. It's not my balcony, Oswald said with extreme irritation. It belongs to the next apartment. He glanced explanatorily at Fowler. You see, he said, this room used to be a part of large unit, and the next room through that door there used to be a living room. Then Oswald, he informed Max that it's not his balcony. Sorry, he was talking in such a way as if he was explaining this to Fowler. He said that it's not the balcony which is attached to the window of his room. Actually, his room is a part of an apartment, and there is one more room which is attached to his room, which they use it as living room, and that living room is having a balcony which is extended till the window of his room, and often there comes someone in his room by that balcony. And even he has said that last month somebody has entered in his room like that. The management promised to block it off, but they haven't. And further he said that he had made a complaint regarding this to the management of the hotel, and they had promised to sort out the problem, but till now it was not done. Max glanced at Fowler, who was standing stiffly not far from Ausable, and waved the gun with a commanding gesture. Please sit down, he said. We have a wait of half an hour, I think. Then Max, he looked at Fowler, the writer, and ordered him to sit down, and said that he had been waiting into the room for half an hour. 31 minutes, Ausable said moodily. The appointment was for 12:30. I wish I knew how you learned about the report, Max. Then it was corrected by Ausable. He said that it was not half an hour. Instead, you waited here by 31 minutes. Why? Because his appointment with the writer in the room was of at 12:30. And then further he wanted to know that how Max came to know about the report. The little spy smiled heavily. And we wish we know how your people got the report, but no harm has been done. I will get it back tonight. And then Max, he informed that he too is surprised to know that how his people have got the report, and he found that report there was no harm done in that, and he said that he will get the report that night only. And again there was a knock on the door, and further it was asked, what is that, who is at the door? डोर पे एक हल्का सा नॉक हुआ और पूछा गया कि आखिर दरवाजे पर कौन है. Fowler jumped at the sudden knocking at the door. Ausable just smiled. That will be the police, he said. I thought that such an important paper as the one we are waiting for should have a little extra protection. I told them to check on me to make sure everything was all right. Then while the knocking was going on, Ausable, he informed to Max and Fowler that it might be a police. Why? Because since he was having a very important paper in his hand, so he needs security, and for that police was called out. Max bit his lip nervously. The knocking was repeated. What will you do now, Max? Ausable asked. If I do not answer the door, they will enter anyway. The door is unlocked and they will not hesitate to shoot. Further, Ausable, he said that if he doesn't open the door, they will surely break it and will get inside, and they will not hesitate to shoot. Max's face was black with anger. As he backed swiftly towards the window, he swung a leg over the sill. Send them away, he warned. I will wait on the balcony. Send them away or I will shoot and take my chances. Now here in this picture you can see how Max has hung himself by sitting on the sill of the window. वो विंडो के फ्रेम पे बैठा हुआ है. उसका पैर जो है, एक पैर जो है बाहर की तरफ लटका हुआ है और दूसरा जो है अंदर के. इट मीन्स ही इज़ टेकिंग अ चांस टू flee away from there, to run away from there. The knocking at the door became louder and a voice was raised. Mr. Ausable, Mr. Ausable. इस तरह से डोर पे knocking जो है repeated होती रही. Keeping his body twisted so that his gun still covered the fat man and his guest, the man at the window grabs the frame with his free hand to support himself. Then he swung his other leg up and over the window sill. As you can see in the picture, one of his hand is holding a pistol which is aimed towards Fowler and the fat man, and both of his legs are about to swing at the another side as if he was going to run away. The doorknob turned. Swiftly Max pushed with his left hand to free himself from the sill and dropped to the balcony, and then as it dropped he screamed once shrilly. और जैसे ही दरवाजे का नॉब खुलता है, मैक्स जो उस विंडो शिल पे बैठा हुआ था वो बालकनी की गलत फहमी में उसे लगा कि वो जब ड्रॉप करेगा तो वो बालकनी में ही कूदेगा. उसने छलांग लगा दी और छलांग लगाते ही उसने बहुत तेज़ से चिल्लाया. The door opened and a Walter stood there with a tray, a bottle, and said, set the tray on the table, deftly uncorked the bottle and left the room. And when the door was opened, there was no any police, only there was a waiter, one who had come to give a drink which was being ordered by Ausable before coming into the room. White-faced Fowler stared at him, but he stammered the police. Fowler जो था पूरी तरह से shocked था. He was not getting anything exactly what was happening. वो थोड़ा हकलाते हुए उसने बोला कि आपने तो पुलिस बताया था. There were no police Ausable side, only Henry whom I was expecting. उसने बोला कि कोई ऐसा पुलिस नहीं था, केवल मैं जानता था कि ये वेटर हेनरी ही होगा. But want that man out on the balcony, Fowler began. No, said Ausable, he won't return. You see, my young friend, there is no balcony. And further, Ausable had informed Fowler there is no any such balcony which is attached to the window of his room, and the person, Max, one who had jumped from there, will never come back. Why? Because he had fallen from the height, and most probably he might have broken his legs or he might have been dead. There is a glossary. Romantic means imaginative, one who is lost in fantastic world, or one who is having a fantastic view of reality. Passively means one who is well enough. Espionage means spying, जासूसी करना. Sloppy means जो बहुत ही carelessly ड्रेस करता है. Prosaic means ordinary. Chuckled means हल्का सा हंसना without opening a mouth. Wheezed meant to speak breathingly by making a noise, and heavy breath. Missiles means weapons which are controlled by remote or automatically. And shrilly means piercingly, means बहुत तेज से चिल्लाना.